Thanks, everyone. How's everyone holding up? 2:20. We're down the final stretch. Everyone's looking for their sugar rush, 3 o'clock? I know I am. So thanks, everyone, for Movable for inviting me here. What I'm going to talk to you today about is activating data. And we've heard a lot of themes throughout the conference, everything about AI, data, how we can leverage a movable link. And so this kind of sums up a lot of the stuff that we're going to do. We do a little brief intro of me and kind of a nice little call out to our Movable Link team. Also going to talk about our partnership journey. So we've been partners now with Movable Link for over 5 years, and so I kind of want to show how that journey was there. And then what Scotiabank is looking forward, their journey moving forward, leveraging MarTech and the data activation. Lastly, hopefully you guys can take some things away from this presentation, and so I have a little slide just for some helpful takeaways. So I know Scott was here before me. I don't know, it's a Canadian thing. We put our faces up on slides, big faces. And so call out to our Movable Link team, Steve through Trang, Megan, and Jonathan. They help us out a lot over the years, and which has been really great. Scotiabank, what is Scotiabank? We're a top 5 bank in Canada. We're also leading in the Americas as well. So we have a very strong presence in South America, Central America, and even the Caribbean. If you guys are football fans out there, soccer fans out there, you'll see, if you catch some of those games, the CONCACAF games, you'll see Scotiabank, a lot of Scotiabank sponsorships around. And obviously, we have a really strong tie with NHL and the MLSE, which is Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. And we have our name on a big arena in Toronto as well. So big Scotiabank presence in Canada. I threw up some other logos there as well, some other places that I've worked with. Intact Insurance, largest insurance provider in Canada, Walmart Canada. And I held similar roles there. So I have over 15 years of digital marketing experience. And it kind of rounds up in kind of the role that I'm doing right now, which is kind of leading customer journeys through a marketing perspective, through different portfolios at the bank. As you can imagine, Scotiabank has a lot of products and services and advice that we want to give you. And so our team is structured in a way that we lead these customer journeys from a digital perspective to ensure that they have an optimal experience. And this is where Movable Link comes in from a personalization standpoint. So Scotiabank Movable Link, like I mentioned earlier, 5 years in the making. And this is kind of our partnership journey. I know we've been through a lot of these sessions, and everyone's been throwing up a lot of their case studies, great results, which is amazing. I think a big thing that we got out of this is that leveraging Movable Link, you're going to see some sort of lift in engagement. That's the obvious. So when we kind of go through our journey, we have image personalization. This is where we market to our customers in terms of a credit limit increase, our countdown timer. Very important, especially in Canada, we have an investment season where if you contribute to a registered retirement plan by a certain day, you get tax benefits. And so we implemented a countdown timer as one of those initiatives, and basically we saw a great lift. You got to contribute to your RRSP, or else you're going to miss out on those taxable benefits. Really good. We saw a really good lift there. Content creation, automation. Again, just A/B testing a lot of our CTAs across our emails. Live polling. Live polling is another great feature. The one that I have here is a little bit older, but we just recently did one where we kick off the new year and we ask our customers, what's your financial aspirations this year? We gather that data, being able to then tie that back into our customers and then tailor the messaging for further communications with them. Really good results on that one. Image personalization, so we have cards. I lead the team that manages the journeys for credit cards. It's hard, it's a competitive market. You can imagine, just if you look in your own email inboxes, all the credit card offers that you get through Amex, MasterCard, Visa. And so we leverage some of the image personalization and really add that name into the card art. So when you open that email, it adds a little bit touch of personal to that particular customer. And then lastly, location targeting. So because Movable Link is able to almost scrape your website for any data, obviously we have our locations on our website. We make this available for some of our new customers where, hey, there's a local branch right near you. We pop in that geolocational map, and then they're able to see where that relevancy is there. And then one last test. So, I do manage credit cards as well, but something new to Scotiabank is loyalty. So we got into the loyalty space. We had our own Scotia Rewards. We kind of migrated from that and partnered with one of the top loyalty companies in Canada, which is called Scene+. This past year, we actually partnered with a large grocery chain called Sobeys in Canada. And basically now we're kind of like the three-headed monster of this program for loyalty. And it's really ramping up, and it's giving us kind of that carrot to give to our customers in terms of, hey, here's an offer, but you also get some more loyalty points on top of that. And because we're in this kind of financial situation and economy where people are looking to save dollars or looking for other extra values and how to stretch their essential grocery buying, for example, these little points help in every little way. So with our agreement with Sobeys, they provide us with an exclusive offer that we can send out to our customers in the hopes that they would go into Sobeys and shop their grocery essentials. So we send out these emails. We were getting very low engagement. And so we implemented kind of the scratch-off gamification from Movable Inc., where, the original one was, hey, here's your offer for the month, take it or leave it, and everything is good. Now, when we did the scratch-off, we actually hid the offer. And I know the result is crazy. Like, I wasn't sandbagging my results here, but 950% increase. We really saw a huge engagement just by using that scratch-off. Now, we don't know that we're not going to be using it on every email. We're going to figure out that cadence and frequency that we want to do. But I think it gives us that indication that, we have this in kind of our back pocket, that when we want to increase that engagement, we can definitely use it. So Scotiabank looking forward. So what are we doing now from a Scotiabank perspective? And this is where I'm going to get a little bit more into the data and what we're doing to really set us up to really amplify and supercharge our personalization, obviously with the help of Movable Inc. And so when we look at ourselves, we try to assess, okay, where are we right now? Like, what's our current status? And I do recommend that you guys kind of, when you get back from this summit, is kind of really look back and say, okay, where are we? Like, you'll get some really good intel from other companies in terms of where they are from an automation and personalization standpoint. And, arbitrarily, just plot yourself where you think you are on this chart. Obviously, the target is automation personalization is where you set it up once and you're just kind of fine-tuning with some A/B testing or optimizations. This is where I think we are right now. I plotted Intact and Walmart in there just based on my experiences. And you would think, sometimes big organizations have their stuff together in terms of data and all that. And it's quite the opposite, right? Sometimes these companies, they start really fast and they ramp up and it's like, okay, well, we want to do this, but they're like, our data's not even set up to do half of that stuff. And these are some of the things we talk about with Movable Inc. and our account team is how do we integrate that data to ensure that we can get to that spot. And so some of the things that you want to probably consider in your assessment is like, do we have data integration with the ESP, or is it kind of manual uploads, downloads, and so forth? Is there third-party platform support? Is there emails triggered or manual? Like these are kind of things that help you kind of understand where you are from the automation side. And then from a personalization standpoint, are you static? Are you dynamic? I think with a lot of the stuff that we saw from the AI and Da Vinci really will help you propel kind of your email templates by kind of creating that one template and then building all the business rules to really drive a lot of that content. Are you spraying and praying, hoping for the best? I know at Walmart we did a lot of that. We had a huge email list. Our team would come and say, hey, we're short of sales. We're like, all right, let's send a clearance email. Boom, we knew we were going to get $250,000 or $500,000 based off of that. And then also kind of your customer journey mapped is map out your customer journey, right? Acquisition, if you think about the full funnel, what is that journey? It's a really good exercise to really understand where the customer is, where are the friction points, and where can you kind of lean in and really optimize those particular touch points. So when we think about supercharging personalization, we think about it across three core functions. And I've kind of labeled it this way, is where you mean managing your data. So you have, and I'm sure everyone's kind of experienced, you have data everywhere. You mean the analytics team has data, the .com team has data, there's data everywhere. And how can we consolidate that data into one single source? Because I think that's where Movable Link can really come in and provide that single, or help propel you to personalization when you have that kind of that single source of data. So it's really important to kind of understand those where those data point sources are and really understand where you can kind of consolidate that. Second one is learning with data. So if you think about kind of that roadmap, is, okay, what do we understand about this data? What are the segments? What are the audiences that we can create? Understanding that consumer in a way that you're able to then tailor those messages for them. And then the last thing is, which is where Movable Link helps us a lot, is activating with data. So now that we have kind of our data in our single source, we're learning, we understand who these are, personas, we understand who these customers are. It's like, where do we activate? What's the channel that we want to reach out to them with? So this is kind of your MarTech, like our MarTech slide, very high level, obviously. But again, I recommend, if you guys haven't done this exercise, sit down with your teams, really understand where the data sources are. It's very important that you guys do this. As you can tell, we have lots of data coming from everywhere. We got call centers where customers call us. We got branches where customers go in and talk to our financial advisors. And then we have all the stuff that's coming from a digital side of things. You mean a product or transactional data, customer decisioning. It's a big team on the bank side. We have to understand, okay, is this customer high risk, low risk? We have to understand that. They create all those audiences and sizes, audience sizes, and then provide that to us as a marketing team. And then the big thing that we're trying to leverage right now is loyalty rewards data. So now we can tailor all of this data into one single source, which is our customer data platform. Right now, we're tied in with all of Adobe. So Adobe is our marketing suite from analytics and CDP perspective. But this gives us the ability, or our team has the ability, to be really agile, understand our consumers, and be able to then pivot or activate our data. And so right now, we're focused heavily on the paid media side. So obviously, Google, Meta, and our website targeting. So now we're really able to create those targeted audiences, sending that over to our paid media team, understanding what's happening from an interaction standpoint, that goes back into the CDP. Then we can then leverage that information, send out emails, send out SMS, send out in-app messages. And so this is, it's been a road. Like, it's been a challenge, not a challenge, but as you can imagine, working with IT, legal, especially in a bank setting, they don't want to give away any data. So understanding that, we have to kind of go through those obstacles. And it's been kind of a journey for us to get there, but we're there. And I think, talking with our Movable Link team, really excited because now they have access to that data, which could really help supercharge and personalization. So when we think about the data, Movable Link has a touch point in that CDP. Then we're able to then really amplify through our marketing automation platform. And then obviously the marketing channels that support that. So I think it's really good to understand, a good exercise for you guys to take back, just really map this out. If you can't get all the data into one little source, try to go for those little quick wins and really understand where you can win to kind of, again, Movable Link and then leverage all that data, again, and improve your emails. Again, Movable Link, so this is how they can help support us. They're going to activate personalization automatically, so they're able to then really involve more creative solutions. So efficiencies, right? Instead of creating 10, 12 different versions of a single email, we can get it down to one based on some of that automation. Pre-existing content. So we have a lot of content on your .com site that Movable Link can grab and leverage. Put that in there as part of your email campaigns. Tailored with all the information from CDP, we can really drive a lot of automation there. Enhanced real-time elements. Again, very similar. We have, every bank has interest rates and so forth posted on their site. Movable Link can grab that information, really drive the personalization with our customers based on where they are in their own customer life cycle with the bank. And then finally, they're marrying multiple data and content sources together. Being able to, again, leverage the CDP data points, really driving the personalization and understanding what the behaviors are of each customer, and then be able to then tailor further messaging along with them. So yeah, so I mean, quicker presentation, but I think these are some helpful takeaways that you guys can probably use when you get back into the office. And you mean, when people are asking, what did you get out of it? You mean, I think the big thing is, we touched on it, is in kind of that little bar chart, is really assess yourself, where you are. I think a lot of people say we're here, we're there, and when you get there, when you actually boil down to it, you're not there, and you feel that you can get some quick wins with your company. And really leverage and identify your MarTech stack. I think it's important as well to really try to fill the gap of where you need to be and to really understand where Movable Ink can help drive that. Second one is, and I've done this with a previous company as well, is audit your existing ESP. Sometimes you're like, okay, I have the tool and I'm using the tool, but you mean in their wheelhouse, there's a whole bunch of other options and capabilities that you guys probably aren't leveraging. So really have that honest conversation with your ESP in terms of, am I using everything? What can I do more? This is where I want to be, and really leverage their experience on driving the best that you can out of that ESP. Work with partners like Movable Ink. I know a big question is like funding. There's budgets, there's funding, there's money that needs to happen to buy these tools and platforms. There needs to be approvals from senior leadership. Movable Ink really helped us build out that case study, right? In terms of, hey, these are the benefits, this is the impact. Even efficiencies, if it's not gonna drive dollars in the bottom line, it's saving you 20 hours of people time in terms of efficiencies. That's a business win. And so those are some things that Movable Ink can help develop for you so that you can sell that upwards to kind of senior management. And then the last thing is, don't be satisfied with the status quo. You mean, I've been at different companies and I come in here and I'm like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Oh, that's just how it is. You mean, this is how we've always been doing it. Challenge yourself, right? Start thinking outside the box, push your limits, because I know there's a lot of opportunities out there for specific companies, and I've seen it. I've seen it at even Scotiabank, I've seen it at Intac, even Walmart Canada, right? There's a lot of opportunity out there to really drive outside of the box thinking. And platforms, again, like Movable Ink, really help bring that personalization in there. And then that will ultimately give you a positive impact to the business. And that's it. Thanks everybody.